There is a certain watch design, bold, angular, and one that we're unlikely to mistake for any other, and it has become a bit of modern legend. Originally penned by late Gerald Genta, it inspired countless interpretations over the decades, but what if I told you that one of the most compelling tributes to that silhouette costs less than $70? Well, actually even less than $60 if you catch it on sale. Well, meet Pagani Design PD-1707. It is sharp, it is sleek, and it is surprisingly well built. But is it more than just a good impression? Well, we have it here. Let's take a closer look. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into PD-1707 from Pagani Design, an apologetically bold piece that echoes one of the most iconic watch designs of the 20th century. Now, Pagani Design has made a name for itself riffing on the high-end styles, but this one, well, it feels a little different. The angles are crispier, the proportions are leaner, and on the wrist it makes quite a statement. We are going deep into this watch, materials, movement dimensions, wearability, will it work on a slim wrist versus a larger one. So if you ever wondered whether you can get that integrated bracelet magic without dropping a fortune, well, this video is for you. Now, for full transparency, Pagani Design offered to send me this chronograph for review, and evidently I agreed. On my part, as usual, I'll do my best to share a comprehensive review of this timepiece, and of course all the necessary product links where you can explore it further will be in the description of this video. So, looking at dimensions and the design, PD-1707 has a 40mm case, pretty much a Goldilocks zone for modern trends, big enough to have presence, small enough not to look like a dinner plate on your wrist. The case thickness is 10.8mm, that's thanks to that slim VK63 megaquartz movement inside, and the result is a profile that hugs the wrist really well. Low and flat, and it looks just sharp enough at the edges to remind you it's trying to look expensive. Lug to lug it measures 47mm, but the end links don't have much articulation in them, so the effective lug to lug is more like 51.5mm. That of course will matter for slimmer wrists, say under 6¼ of an inch. It does not overhang dramatically, but you will definitely feel the spread. The angular integrated case draws heavily from the 70s sport luxury aesthetics with a mix of hard geometry and clean lines. It looks cohesive from every angle, with design cues that feel deliberate rather than just thrown together. And this watch weighs 164 grams and 142 grams after sizing it to my about 7-inch wrist. Right in that sweet spot that feels reassuring but not too heavy. The case is brushed stainless steel almost everywhere, with a few polished accents to catch the light. No, it's not Grand Seiko level finishing, but for $65 it's honestly impressive. The brushing is directional, the edges are crisp, and the case feels nice and solid. Turning the case around, and we are faced with a typical Pagani Design screw-on back case with engraving of the logo and key specs on the perimeter. We also get here signed screw-down crown, which is a pleasure to engage. As for the chronograph pushers, the hexagonal nuts around them are not just for show. These actually lock down, and along with the screw-down crown, they definitely add more confidence in the declared 200 meters of water resistance, which again is unusually high for a chronograph, especially in this price bracket. It's clear someone paid attention to the feature set, not just the looks. We get perfectly flat sapphire crystal here with anti-reflective coating. Well, not something we would expect at this price from other brands, however, something Pagani Design managed to deliver time after time. And yeah, the AR coating is actually fairly decent and does pretty much what it says on the tin. The dial clearly takes cues from that legendary tapestry look. No, it's not handmade, it's not artisanal, but it definitely delivers the vibe. Pagani's done a solid job here. You've got texture, polished indices, an applied logo, a date window, and 3 functional subdials, all laid out in a way that feels surprisingly balanced. As for the subdial's functionality, the subdial at 6 is a running seconds indicator, the subdial at 9 is a chronograph minutes register, and at the 3 o'clock position we have a 24-hour indicator subdial, which for some reason always divides opinions. Personally, I think it works here. I also like the multitude of layers on this dial. There's just enough depth and contrast to keep things interesting, especially with the applied markers catching the light. Even the hands feel thoughtfully chosen, sharp and clean. Although I must say that silver hands on a silver dial background don't exactly enhance the dial legibility. Having said that, the other colorways of this chronograph with black and blue dial background are considerably more easy to read. The lume? Well, yes, it's there. Here's my usual 15-minute test. Okay, it's not blazing, but it is functional. It won't impress dive watch enthusiasts, but it gets the job done. Inside, it's powered by the Seiko Instruments VK63 Mecha Quartz movement. It's reliable, accurate and keeps the case nice and slim. You get smooth chronograph action with the central hand sweeping when activated and snapping right back to zero on reset. And it not only looks good, it delivers some very useful functionality like fifth of a second chronograph precision, accuracy of ± 20 seconds per month and up to 3 years battery life. Now let's talk bracelet. Integrated, brushed, flat-linked and trying its best to look like something high-end. Visually it holds up pretty well, and we get all solid stainless steel links, including the end links, the brushing matches the case, the articulation is decent and it sits flat on the wrist. But no illusions here, there is a bit of a rattle near the clasp and the tolerances are definitely not the tightest. Still, for the price, it is sculpted really well, there is plenty of flexibility and surprisingly well executed butterfly clasp. Now the clasp is functional and sturdy, but it comes with the usual butterfly clasp trade-offs. No on-the-fly adjustment, no macro adjustments, and Pagani Design did not provide any half links in the bracelet either, so getting the perfect fit, well, could be slightly challenging. Bracelet sizing is done with the push pins, no screws, which is totally fine at this price point. Once sized, it wears comfortably, balanced, not top-heavy, and it avoids that dreaded integrated bracelet wrist flare on the medium to larger wrists. Now, what about for wrists under 6¼ inch? Well, that 51.5mm effective lug-to-lug might be pushing it a bit. It is not totally unwearable, but it will dominate slimmer wrists in a way that might not feel proportionally right. And here are some more shots on my about 7-inch wrist. The slim case profile makes it very comfortable and, of course, it will slide under shirt cuff without any problems at all. So, what's the deal with Pagani Design PD-1707? Okay, it scores very low on originality, but it is bold, well-spec'd and surprisingly well-built for the money. You get a sharp case, textured dial that nods to that high-end stuff, sapphire crystal, 200 meters of declared water resistance and solid Seiko Instruments VK63 Mecha Quartz movement, all for around $65. Sure, the bracelet isn't perfect, there is no fine adjustment and it might not work 100% for a slimmer wrist, but on the whole it wears well, looks sharp and feels like a great value. Would I recommend it? Well, definitely. If you are after a bold daily piece that channels a bit of design royalty without the royal price, well, this cheeky homage absolutely delivers. It's a kind of watch that punches well above its weight. Either you just starting your collection or looking to add something fun to the rotation. The PD-1707 brings a lot to the table. What are your thoughts? Well, do let us know in the comments. And for more cool and well-priced homages, check out my playlist on the screen, probably somewhere around here. Don't forget to like and of course subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next video.